Humanity has always been fascinated with the stars. From ancient myths to modern science fiction, the idea of reaching beyond Earth has captured our imagination. Today, this dream is no longer just a story. It's becoming a real possibility. Among all the worlds in our solar system, Mars stands out as the most promising candidate for colonization. It is mysterious, dangerous, but also inspiring. But the bigger question remains: could colonizing Mars actually save humanity? Or is it just a distraction from the urgent challenges we face on Earth? In this video, we'll explore both sides of this dilemma, looking at the science, risks, and philosophy behind the cosmic dream. Let's begin the journey together. Why Mars? Among all the planets in our solar system, Mars stands out as the most promising candidate for human colonization. Unlike Venus, which is unbearably hot and cloaked in toxic clouds, or Jupiter, which is a gas giant with no solid surface, Mars has conditions that are harsh but still manageable. Its day length is nearly the same as Earth's. It has polar ice caps, and it experiences seasons. Gravity on Mars is weaker, but not so weak that it would prevent long-term adaptation. Temperatures are freezing, but our technology has already proven capable of handling extreme environments in Antarctica and space stations. Mars also has vast landscapes of mountains, valleys, and even evidence of ancient rivers that spark the imagination of scientists and dreamers alike. It is not just a barren rock. It is a world that feels almost familiar. That is why, when humanity dreams of a second home, Mars is at the top of the list. Some scientists believe that the greatest reason to colonize Mars is not ambition, but survival. Earth is a beautiful planet, but it is also fragile. Climate change is rapidly reshaping our ecosystems, melting glaciers and flooding coastlines. Nuclear weapons still exist in massive numbers, and one wrong political decision could bring catastrophic war. Pandemics, like the one we experienced recently, show how vulnerable our global systems truly are. And let's not forget the cosmic threats. Asteroids have hit Earth before, wiping out entire species, including the dinosaurs. History shows us that civilizations can collapse far quicker than we imagine. If humanity stays on only one planet, all of us remain exposed to the same dangers. Colonizing Mars, in this view, is not just an adventure. It is a backup plan, an insurance policy to protect the future of our species. It may not solve Earth's problems, but it could guarantee that humanity continues to exist. Even if Earth suffers a great disaster, Mars may look fascinating, but it is one of the harshest environments for human survival. Its atmosphere is 100 times thinner than Earth's and is made up almost entirely of carbon dioxide, which humans cannot breathe. The pressure is so low that liquid water cannot exist on the surface. It either freezes instantly or evaporates. Average temperatures are around -60 degrees Celsius, making Mars colder than Antarctica most of the time. On top of this, the planet lacks a protective magnetic field, leaving its surface exposed to dangerous cosmic rays and solar radiation. To live there, humans would need sealed habitats, protective domes, and advanced life support systems to recycle every drop of water and every breath of oxygen. Even producing food would require massive greenhouses and artificial light. Mars is not a friendly second. Earth, it is an alien battlefield for survival, where nature itself resists us at every step. To survive on Mars, humanity will need technology more advanced than anything we have today. Rockets capable of carrying massive cargo, and hundreds of passengers must travel millions of kilometers through space and land safely on the red planet. Once there, habitats will need to be constructed from Martian soil using 3D printing, reducing the need to transport building materials from Earth. Every system will need to recycle resources. Water must be filtered and reused. Air must be constantly cleaned. And waste must be transformed into something useful. Food will be grown in sealed greenhouses, lit by artificial light and powered by energy systems that can withstand Mars's thin atmosphere. Nuclear reactors, vast solar farms, and even wind turbines may be needed to provide reliable power. Robots will handle construction, repairs, and even medical support, ensuring survival in a world where every mistake could be fatal. Colonizing Mars is not just about reaching another planet. It's about creating a fully self-sustaining civilization in one of the most hostile environments imaginable. Colonizing Mars is no longer just a science fiction dream. It has become a real mission in the minds of visionaries. Elon Musk, with SpaceX, has openly declared his goal to build a self-sustaining city on Mars within this century. His Starship rocket is designed to carry over 100 tons of cargo and dozens of passengers, making interplanetary travel affordable and frequent. NASA, too, has its own ambitious timeline, aiming to send humans to Mars in the 2030s. These plans inspire millions of people, but they also raise questions. Some scientists see Musk's vision as bold and necessary, while others consider it reckless and overly optimistic. Still, the idea that powerful organizations are investing billions in making Mars a reality shows how far the dream has come. Whether driven by survival, ambition, or pure curiosity, the race to Mars has already begun, and humanity is closer than ever before to setting foot on the red planet with permanent intentions. Supporters of Mars colonization argue that it represents humanity's next great adventure, just as the discovery of the New World transformed Earth centuries ago. Exploring and settling Mars could open a new chapter in human history. They believe that the challenges of survival on Mars will drive innovation in energy, agriculture, and medicine, technologies that could also improve life on Earth. Colonization, they say, is not only about survival, but also about human destiny. Our species is defined by curiosity, ambition, and the drive to expand beyond boundaries. Building a city on Mars would be a symbol of unity and progress, something that could inspire generations to dream bigger. For many, the question is not whether we can afford to go to Mars, but whether we can afford not to. Staying confined to one planet feels unnatural for a species that has always reached for the stars. To them, Mars is not the end goal. It is only the beginning of humanity's journey into the cosmos. Not everyone agrees that colonizing Mars is the right path forward. Critics argue that the billions or even trillions of dollars needed for such a project could be far better spent here on Earth. Why dream of building greenhouses on Mars when entire forests on Earth are burning? Why imagine domed cities when millions of people still lack clean drinking, water, and shelter? They point out that climate change, poverty, and global health crises are immediate problems, while Mars colonization remains a distant and uncertain vision. Some scientists even argue that Mars will never truly be habitable, no matter how advanced our technology becomes. For them, the idea of escaping to another planet feels irresponsible, even selfish, like trying to run away from the consequences of our own mistakes. To these critics, Mars colonization is not a vision of progress, but an illusion of escape. They believe that if humanity cannot take care of Earth, we have no right to dream of conquering another world. Even if technology allows us to survive on Mars, the human mind will face challenges unlike any in history. Imagine living for months or even years inside sealed habitats, never breathing fresh air, never feeling the wind or rain on your skin. The isolation and distance from Earth would create psychological stress unlike anything we've experienced. Without strong support systems, mental health care, and community activities, colonists could face depression, anxiety, or even conflict with one another. Children growing up on Mars might never know the blue sky of Earth or the sound of waves on a beach. To maintain sanity and purpose, colonists would need culture, art, and human connection as much as food and water. Mars will test not just our technology, but the resilience of our spirit. Survival will depend on whether humans can adapt emotionally and socially, not only physically. In many ways, colonizing Mars is as much a psychological experiment as it is an engineering one. Colonizing Mars raises not only technical and psychological challenges, but also deep ethical questions. Who has the right to claim and control a planet? Should Mars belong to the First Nation or company that establishes a base? Or should it be considered the shared heritage of all humanity? There is also the question of planetary protection. If life exists, even in microbial form, do we have the right to disturb or destroy it in the name of human survival? Some ethicists argue that we risk repeating the mistakes of Earth: colonialism, exploitation, and inequality on a cosmic scale. Others suggest that the opportunity to start fresh on Mars gives us the chance to build a fairer and more cooperative society. These dilemmas remind us that colonizing Mars is not just a scientific or technological mission. It is a moral test. How we approach this challenge may define not only the future of space exploration, but the very values of humanity itself. Colonizing Mars will push humanity to invent technologies that could change life not only on another planet, but also here on Earth. To survive on Mars, we must perfect renewable energy systems, closed-loop recycling, advanced robotics, and artificial intelligence for life support. These innovations could then be applied to solve global challenges like climate change, resource shortages, and sustainable living on Earth. For example, growing food in sealed Martian greenhouses might help us improve urban agriculture at home. Recycling every drop of water on Mars could inspire better conservation systems on Earth. In a way, Mars becomes not just a backup planet, but a laboratory for innovation that may save our own world. But this raises another dilemma. Will these technologies be shared with everyone, or controlled by a few powerful companies and governments? The choices we make could decide whether Mars becomes humanity's lifeline, or another source of inequality. One of the most fascinating questions about colonizing Mars is what will happen to the next generation, children born and raised on another planet. These children may never experience Earth's gravity, blue skies, or oceans. Their bones and muscles could develop differently in the lower gravity of Mars. Over time, humans born on Mars may physically diverge from those on Earth, creating two branches of humanity. But beyond biology, there are cultural questions too. What will it mean to grow up knowing Mars as your only home? Will they feel connected to Earth, or see themselves as pioneers of a new civilization? Schools, traditions, and even languages could evolve differently in the Martian environment. For the first time, humanity might watch itself split into multiple worlds. The rise of a Martian identity is both thrilling and unsettling, as it may redefine what it means to be human. So, will colonizing Mars save humanity? The truth is complex. Mars offers us a chance to survive beyond Earth, to expand our civilization and ensure our species never faces extinction from a single catastrophe. But colonizing Mars will not magically fix the problems we created here on Earth. Pollution, inequality, and conflict will follow us unless we learn to change ourselves. Mars may inspire us, challenge us, and give us new hope. Yet, the real question is not just whether we can build a future on another planet, but whether we are wise enough to build a better future anywhere. Perhaps the greatest lesson Mars can teach us is this: to save humanity, we must first save ourselves. And if we succeed, then Mars will not just be humanity's backup plan, but the next chapter of our shared story. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more future dilemmas with me, please help me reach my first 1,000 subscribers by clicking the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss new episodes. And now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe colonizing Mars will save humanity? Or should we focus all our efforts on Earth first? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one.